greeting you from the Labyrinth area near the Columbarium just outside St. Helens today. It's another experiment, I admit. We're using some technology a little differently. Noticing that at least in full sunlight, I think this is probably a little hard for our camera to handle very well, but nevertheless, it works, I think. I'll confirm that when I go back and look at it later. But gosh, it's a beautiful, beautiful day, and I hope there's a way for you to enjoy it in some way today. I try to be pretty brief on point with announcements for today. It is, after all, almost 2 o'clock my time, and I have just a pile of stuff to do before I can get out of here today, before I can get out of here, indeed, for some vacation time that I'll be taking after this coming Sunday. I will be here on Sunday. I hope you'll come and join us. Our worship, of course, is at 10 o'clock. I'll say just a bit more about that in a moment. But first, I remind you, our next opportunity to get together, and I hope you'll join me, is for our social hour at 4 o'clock. That's a Zoom conference call. Again, you get the information about that from Jan just about every week. So hopefully you have seen that. I don't think it went out in the mail today. I hope it went out earlier this week. So I may check in with Jan to see if we need to send something out to you. But if you have this, presumably you know how to do these things. Go back and look at last week's email. It's the exact same way to log in for our Zoom call this afternoon at 4 o'clock social hour. Social hours takes a bit of a hiatus for the next few weeks while I'm gone. I'll be gone the last half of July. That will cover 3 Fridays. I'll probably actually be in the office on that Friday, but I'm just not going to be prepared to do a lot, I think, in the normal ways that Friday. So stay tuned. Check back with us. On Sunday morning, we do have for this last Sunday our usual routine being carried through as we have been doing. First of all, 9 o'clock, the Sunday Forum. Hearing again from the Reverend Dr. Bryant Marks. This is part 3 of a 3-part series. The bulletin, if you received that, the email, if you received that, don't have printed the contact information or the links to the previous 2 YouTube videos that we've shared in these recent weeks as we've been doing this series of conversations sparked by presentations from the Reverend Dr. Bryant Marks. But I think Jan has it available on the website. So if you go onto the church website and you find the link about this Sunday's forum, you should find links to the first 2 videos that we've shared there. We'll have another video up soon. Or not, I shouldn't say we'll have another video up soon. We will share part 3 of this series of videos this coming Sunday during the forum. So I hope you'll come and join us. If you want to go back and look at what we've been talking about before, you might look at those 2 videos. Though I don't think it's necessary. I think we can catch one another up to speed relatively quickly, and we can't really talk about everything that we've had presented to us in the previous weeks in any event. So Sunday at 9 o'clock, join us for the forum. If you want to do a little bit of extra reading or preparing, you might go back and look at those other videos. Again, this Sunday we do have worship at 10, and again this Sunday we are streaming on both Facebook and on YouTube. The links for those ways of joining us are provided in your email that Jan sent out. Again, I remind you when you log on, especially if you log on Facebook, share the video, start a watch party. You can do something to help widen the circle of those who might join us in our virtual gatherings. And then when you're on, it's also awesome. I think it's awfully wonderful. I've seen some of the comments. I don't see them all, I think, on my end, but I think you all see more of those comments and conversations. YouTube has, I think they call it live chat, where you can just add some conversations. You can greet one another as you come online. During the prayers, you can add a prayer concern if you'd like. YouTube has, or Facebook rather, has similar kinds of ways of doing things, but YouTube's kind of fun because it gives you those other heart emojis and other sorts of things that you can share with one another. So whatever you're doing, it's nice if you can make that a little bit more interactive. It makes up a bit for the fact that we're not being able to be together physically. We can find some other ways to interact, and I think those things are quite lovely. I mentioned prayers, and I should hasten to add I have received I think 4 emails so far this week with prayer concerns, prayer requests, and that's wonderful. I hope you'll continue to do that. If you do, please send it to trinitybendprayers@gmail.com by Sunday morning at 8 a.m. I'll use that to transfer those prayer requests onto a sheet of paper and allow us to name those concerns as we are gathered on Sunday. So there's that. The booklet for Sunday, the worship booklet for Sunday was sent out, the link to it, I should say, and you can do that online. You can print it if you want. You can come by the church office outside the door at the top of the ramp, outside the office area door, I should say. There are copies of the bulletins. They're available for you to pick up. I think we've only been having one, maybe two picked up most weeks. And I don't mind printing a few extras, but I also don't want to just print them and have them sit there. So if that's helpful to you, please pick one up. If you can do it online, if you can print it out on your own, and you're happy to do that, of course, continue to do so. And then coffee hour follows worship. Coffee hour, again, another Zoom call. And again, there's a link to that in the email that you received earlier today. Second Sunday Cinema is this coming Sunday. Kate Huck will be our host, as always, and there's information, a link to email her to get instructions for how you can participate in that. The film, A Face in the Crowd. Kate is streaming that at 4, or you can watch it ahead of time, and that's the way in which we invite you to be part of that really quite lovely gathering. As I said, I'll be taking some vacation. This is live. I'll be taking some vacation time the last half of July. So after Sunday, I'll be out of the office through at least most of the last half of July. I'll be back by that first weekend in August. There are a couple of things going on there about which you'll hear more later. I'm out here in the Columbarium area in part because on that Saturday, we're going to inter ashes for our dear friend Bill Ellis. That's a family event only in terms of anybody gathering in person. And obviously, we have to be very careful about how we're going to gather. We'll have information about how you might tune in for the streaming version of that for that Saturday, August 1st, and then, of course, Sunday, August 2nd. So all of that, I wish you well. I hope, I was going to say I hope to see you, but in fact, I hope you'll see me this coming Sunday, our worship again at 10 a.m. In the meantime, blessings all around. Thank gosh.